All right, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue Year 8 with our Arizona Coyotes up here at the trade deadline. And you know what? The season's not looking that good. 29, 23, and 10. We're still in a playoff position. I'll just show you the standings quickly. We're still in a playoff position. We have 68 points, and it seems like the wildcard teams, we have a nice cushion between us and them. So if we can turn this around, we're going to be in the playoffs, right? But if we continue to play like we've been playing post-All-Star break, then we might miss out on the playoffs. I mean, look at this. Hang on a sec. Loss, win. 3 losses, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Like, you know, it's anytime we win 2, we lose 2, and then we win 1, we lose 1. We can't get like 3 in a row, lose 1, then another 2 in a row, lose 1, another 3, and like you can't. We're just not on. We're not getting those winning streaks right now. So, I do want to change this around because I don't want to miss the playoffs. I was reading some of your comments, and you know what? I've convinced myself we are going to make some trades, all right? Absolutely. I don't want to miss out on the playoffs this year, all right? So, before we do that, though, I want to read the comments and the fan art just because every game now is very important. I want to pay attention to the simulating. So, the first comment is, Yandel equals 84 overall. Please listen. Trade him, Johnny. So, the Yandel comments are still there. I'll just put my foot down right now. Yandel is not being traded. However, moving him down to a top 6 might not be a bad idea, right? But we're not getting rid of our captain, Keith Yandel. He's got to retire here. Comment number 2. Hear me out. Letang is everything you could ask for right now. And I showed you guys Chris Letang in the last video. Good overall, good trade value. He's right. He is everything I could ask for right now. He has 1 year left on his contract, and I know you need good defensive defensemen, but a two-way defenseman for a top 4 with Zadorov makes more sense than Yandel, who is an offensive defenseman. Give Yandel a top 6 spot. Even though you're not trading him, he still needs to play. I agree with that, absolutely. Trade for Letang and do what you can to do the best and fit him in where you think he fits best. Also, he's only 34 years old, all right? So, yeah, Chris Letang definitely makes sense if I can make it work, all right? But that means that we need to get rid of one of our roster player defensemen, and it looks like Ryan Mills or Jesse Mills or Ryan Pilon. Ryan Mills, Jesse Pilon. All right, but we'll get into that in a second. Next comment. Too many snipers in the top 6, bad chemistry, and too many goal scorers. You need to pick 3 snipers, in my opinion, and trade for a two-way forward or a playmaker. I agree. It's, you know, our offense is really good, but we're allowing way too many goals this year. And to get a defensive-minded player to play in the top 6 might be the best for our team right now. All right, so I've already done some pre-scouting. There are some players that I had my eyes on. Oh, you know what? Let's do the fan art right now as well. And look at this first one. In Yandel, we trust. Absolutely. That's why our captain, Keith, is not going anywhere, man. I trust him. We need him for the power play still. He's got good offensive stats. Lou Morris, the next Crosby? I hope so. Number 26, Lou Morris, baby. I'm waiting for this guy to get better. And last but not least, repeats. Another spelling mistake. You know what? These aren't even spelling mistakes anymore. People are just doing this on purpose now. Repeat Keith Yandel. Absolutely. If we're going to repeat, we need Captain Keith on the team. So he's not going anywhere. All right, so thank you for the comments, thank you for the fan art, and now let's get down to the trading. So, if we look at the Pittsburgh Penguins right now, they are in dead last in the NHL, 45 points, all right? So it makes sense that they're trading away a Chris Letang. So let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Penguins and see if there's anyone that we could go after. I was looking at a team like the Detroit Red Wings. And they have this stud, this Vic Fitzgerald, 22 years old. They drafted him 2nd overall. I was thinking about moving for this guy because I know I want to make it realistic. He's played 4 years in the NHL, but they've yet to make the playoffs, right? And I would over-trade to make sure that they got. I was going to give up my first rounder, Ryan Pilon, who was a former 3rd overall pick himself. All right, but because he's injured, I checked out his injury already. I did some pre-scouting. He's not coming back till April 14th. I need to trade somebody now to help me make the playoffs. All right, so I'm not going to be going after V. Fitzgerald. So let's go to the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right. And we got ourselves Chris Letang. All right, so Chris Letang, $7.25 million, but for 1 year left, so I mean that's fine for me. All right, I'll just show you guys the individual stats. He's right-handed, so he can play on that second line. Zadorov can move over to the left. Makes sense. He could help out on the penalty kill. He could go on the power play. Definitely would help us out this year. And he's got 3.5 star potential, so he's not dropping to like 84 this year. He's going to stay at 86, 85. We're already at the end of the season anyways, right? So Chris Letang, that would be a great pickup for us. Now, if I'm going to move Chris Letang, you know, the defenseman that I was looking at, Ekman Larsson's got to stay. Tyson Barrie's got to stay. Zadorov's got to stay. Keith Yandle's got to stay, which means it's either got to be Pilon or Jesse Mills. Now, Pilon is 25 years old at 82 overall. Mills is 24 years old at 81 overall. They both seem to be capping off at a top 6 defenseman. Now, Pilon was a former 3rd overall pick right behind Matthew Barzal. I was hoping that he would be the same overall as Barzal by now, and that would be a top 2 defenseman, right? But he hasn't turned out to be anything special, and his defensive awareness is only at 81. Now, he could still get better for one more year, but I wouldn't say he gets above 84 overall, right? So, Ryan Pilon, and then you have Jesse Mills, all right, who's a defensive defenseman, and his defensive awareness is a little bit better. Even if this guy doesn't get up to 84 overall, he's still good physically in his defensive category. He's a perfect top 6 defenseman, is Jesse Mills. All right, so this guy I drafted 8th overall in 2016. So, they're both top 10 picks. Pilon's a top 5 pick. One of them's got to go. If I had to choose one, I want to go with the younger Jesse Mills, the defensive defenseman. So Ryan Pilon, this is a hard one to trade away, but you know what? It's got to be done. Got to be done. So here's his career stats with the Arizona Coyotes so far. Maybe we can get some fan art for his career. All right, in the playoff run, he was a +9, 7 points. All right, if you look in the top right corner, he's played 248 games for the Arizona Coyotes so far in his career. He's got 18 goals, 76 assists. And I know he may look like a bust, but to other teams in the NHL, this guy's got to look like a stud still. 25 years old, a former, 3rd overall pick. He's won the Stanley Cup with his team. I'd say some teams still want to get their hands on Ryan Pilon here, right? So Pilon for Letang, that's not going to work. And I was thinking, going back to that two-way forward comment, how we have too many snipers, I was thinking that out of all the forwards that we have, you got to hold on to Yakupov, got to hold on to Barzal, Petrie, Kopitar, Corey Perry, but Tyler Toffoli, here's a guy that I think we can trade away. 29 years old, all right, so he's not a kid anymore, 4 years left at 5.75, so definitely a juicy contract for anyone who's picking him up, all right? Get Tyler Toffoli here. Do they want Tyler Toffoli, by the way? Yes, they do want Toffoli, all right? Even though they're last place, they want Toffoli. Stats are not bad, but if I had to choose 3 out of the 4 snipers, I want Petrie, Yakupov, and Corey Perry right now. All right, and Tyler Toffoli, he's had some good seasons, but the last 2 years, 17 goals. So he's only got 12 goals this year. Last year in the playoffs, he had 17 points, which was very nice. But if I have to give up somebody, it would be Tyler Toffoli, all right? So I'm going to throw Toffoli in on this deal, and now that's definitely going to go through. I could just go Toffoli for Letang, but I want to give up Pilon in this because I need to get rid of it. He's not going back to the AHL. He deserves to move on, all right? And there's no chance in me going after their 1st overall pick. That's just not going to happen, all right? So what I was thinking of, they have this right winger right here, this H. McMillan guy. He's 86 overall, 23 years old. He's got 4 years left at $6 million, which is kind of steep, but I'm trading Toffoli, who's 4 years left at 5.75, so it equals out, right? And this guy, he's a power forward right wing. He's only got the 4-star potential, but he's 23 years old, and look, his offensive awareness is 89. His puck skills is 4.5 stars. His shooting category could get a little bit better. But he's a really good body checker, and his defensive awareness and shot blocking and stick checking are not bad. Right? So I was thinking this guy could replace Tyler Toffoli, and then Letang could replace, what's his name? Letang could replace Pilon. All right, so I don't know. I think that could work. It would definitely go through. I think, yeah, that would definitely go through. And I was also thinking about picking up Sid the Kid Crosby, but you know what? They don't want to trade him away. 4 years left at 8.7. He would have to go in the top 6, but you know what? Nah. I don't want to take on that contract for another 4 years, and they don't want to give him up, so no point for that. But how about Geno Malkin? I could throw him in there for some depth, just in case. He's got 48 points this year. I could throw him in there just for some depth. I don't know if I could accept it, though, with the contract. 1 year left at $9.5 million. Let's see. If I do that, and let's just say I throw out McMillan because I need to free up some cap space. Now, see, it won't go through. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to get Evgeny Malkin in there. All right, so let me take him off. Is there anybody else on this team that we could snag up that would help us out? Let's see. Potential players. Alenko, Klauston. These guys are probably like 26 years old by now. Yeah, they are. A two-way forward. Let's see this guy, Klauston. Just maybe some depth for the playoffs. They don't want to give up any draft picks, right? That's the thing. They're not giving up their draft picks. I'm not going to try and go after the draft picks. Dermott. All right. And not really anybody special to go after here, so let's just check the overall numbers. I'll pick up some depth for the playoffs as well. Despree. No, I don't need a defenseman. Suter for some center depth. Yeah, you know what? I'll pick up Suter. How many years left does he have? Hopefully he's only got 1 year left. Suter, 2 years left at $3 million. I don't know if I want to do that. I have a bunch of 1 year left deals. I mean, 1 year left contracts this year. I got to get Petrie contract. Perry's going to, yeah, okay, that'll free up some cap space. Yandel, that'll free up some cap space. Roussel, Zach Smith. No, I can accept that. Yeah, I could accept Suter. Let's see, is anybody else on this team that I could pick up for a playoff run? Nolan, Anderson, Bolesky. Oh, yeah, I could pick up these guys. They all have like 2 years left, though, which sucks. Grinder. Yeah, I'll pick them up just in case. All right, very good. So Suter. Bolesky, would that go through? I think that would go through. Maybe not Suter, though. Take him off. Go Jordan Nolan instead. Yeah, there you go. His defensive awareness is just fine. 3 years left at 2 points. Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper, though. 3 years. I don't know if I want all that. Joakim Anderson. Oh, no, Jesper Anderson. Yeah, okay, I'll pick up that guy as well. He's not bad for defensive awareness. I just want to... I'm not getting any draft picks back in this, all right? So Anderson, take off Suter. Suter's trade value is a little bit much. Hornqvist, no. Let's see this guy. K. Wood, defensive defenseman. Right. I don't really need him. He didn't look the greatest. Dermott, no. No, I think that's good. All right, so Letang, McMillan, the power forward. All right. And Bolesky and Anderson for Ryan Pilon and Tyler Toffoli. All right, we're giving up a big one with Toffoli here, but we're getting a young right winger back, and we're moving up from Pilon to Letang, and we can replace Letang in the upcoming years with our younger defenseman. Let's see if I can get a third out of it as well, all right? Yeah. Pilon and Toffoli for Letang, McMillan, Bolesky, Anderson in the third. Will it go through? No, it did not. All right, so I'll take the third off. Will it go through? No, it did not. Sweeten it just a touch. All right. You know what? Do they have any goaltenders? Because I wanted to get rid of Langhammer. Let's see. Jerry, Zatkos. See, I figured out why Langhammer's got the bad games played. I feel like the reflexes category is very heavily weighted in this game, and he's got a 78 and a 79. Glove high and 5 holes. 78, 79. It's a little bit low. His angles is 89, fine, but everything else is kind of low in that category. So if I just get somebody who's got like 84s in every category, I think that would be better. Let's see, Zatkov. 83s, 84s. He's got an 81. I think Zatkov would be the better goaltender. But what about Jerry? This is their starting goalie now. You see, he's got an 80. See, it's a little bit weird. No, you know what? Yeah, I'll go with Zatkov here. Because Langhammer, 2 years left. I don't want that deal. You know what? Screw it. No, I won't get the goalie in there. Screw that. Langhammer, you can come off. There you go. All right, so I'll just add in a 7th and a 6th. Will it go through? Yep, that should be... Oh, still not. All right, I'll add a 5th. Will it go through? There you go. We believe this transaction will contribute to our success here in Pittsburgh. All right, so it's gone through. Tyler Toffoli and Ryan Pilon both traded off the Arizona Coyotes. Boys, I think that's a big trade right there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gattenby, yep, Gattenby is a 7th. And then forwards... Wiggle. Yeah, Wiggle can stay up here. Is that too many players? I think that's good now, right? All right, so let's get this guy McMillan in there, the power forward. All right, and I can actually even put him on the second line. Oh, actually, no, I'll put him on the first line. I want the power forward on the first line, right? Dress skaters. Who would I got to dress? I got to dress somebody. Was it a defenseman? Yeah, okay. So I got to do all this still. Letang, there you go. So Letang's going to move up here with Zadorov. All right, Yandel's going to move down there with Jesse Mills. All right, so Letang's right there now. Offense, McMillan, Pierlini. Yep, we're good there. Yep. Power play. All right, so let's get this guy, this right winger up there. Where is he? McMillan. I got to remember that name now. McMillan. So McMillan, Petrie can stay on the first one, and then Letang's going on the power play with Keith Yandel, Tyson Barrie, Ekman Larson, Keith Yandel, and Chris Letang. So that should help out the power play a little bit more. Yakupov on the power play. Sure, I'll leave Yakupov on the penalty. I mean, the point on the power play. Penalty kill. All right, so who am I taking off? Zadorov, Barrie, Jesse Mills. No, I'm gonna leave Jesse Mills in there. I'm gonna get Letang in there. There you go, Letang. All right. And did we want that McMillan guy instead of Pierlini? He's got 86, 82, 85, does Pierlini. Let's check out this McMillan guy. 86, 82, 85, 82, 87, 86. He's got the better shot blocking and stick checking. We'll leave him off the penalty kill for right now, okay? Horvat, Zach Smith, Pierlini, Lou Morris. I agree our penalty kill is still a little bit shady, but you know what? Got to run with it. There you go. Hopefully we can get it back on track with our defenseman now and that power forward. Who was it again? It was Letang, right? Yes. Chris Letang. All right, very good. You know, should I move him up in the 4-on-4 lines? Yeah, I should. I should just put him here. All right. So I didn't think I was going to have that many moves to do this today, boys. But you know what? Whatever. Got to try and make the playoffs this year. Got to try and make the Stanley Cup Finals again. And I think this makes our team slightly better. All right, so Tyler Toffoli's gone. We lost a sniper, but we replaced him with the power forward, who's high overall. And now we got Chris Letang instead of Ryan Pilon, and we moved Keith Yandel down. All right, so I think our team is slightly better. Hopefully. We're over the team. All right, hang on a second here. Got to send some people down. Anderson, you can go down. Is that good now? Yeah, and then we got McMillan, Bolesky, and Gattenby as the defenseman. Very good, very good. All right, so we made a bunch of trades. Hang on 1 second. All right, so there we go. Trades been made. Now we just have to entrust the team to make the playoffs. If we continue to lose games, I'm going to move Kopitar and Corey Perry up to the first line. But you know what? I want to see what we can do because it seemed like, yeah, our penalty kill was bad, but we were also allowing a lot of 5-on-5 goals. If you look at our defensemen, they had a lot of minus. And you don't get a minus from being on the penalty kill, right? So I think just that comment about having too many offensive players in the top 6, I think that is a good point. And I think Kopitar and Corey Perry are pretty good defensively. So if we move that guy, that power forward, up to that first line, hopefully they play a little bit better and he body checks more people. And I don't know, hopefully it plays better defensively, all right? But let's keep an eye on our wins to losses now. This is going to be very interesting. Will the Arizona Coyotes be able to take it back to the playoffs, or are we going to crumble as the defending Stanley Cup champions, not make the playoffs? That would be very disappointing and embarrassing. All right, so come on now. Florida Panthers, they're a pretty good team. I don't want to see regulation losses. All right, there's a regulation loss. Come on now, Arizona. We're 5 games below 500 if you add in the overtime losses. Oh my God, another overtime loss. We are losing games, boys. We are losing games. I'm not liking it. But I wasn't going to just blow up the entire team. I agreed with the defenseman, and I wanted to move Tyler Toffoli out of there, get a power forward in there. Keith Yandel's been injured with a mild concussion. Estimated return is March 20th. I can't just replace player. I need to get a good player in there for the power play. So hang on a second here. Gattenby. All right, but now the power play, I got to get Yakupov. No, Yakupov's already there. Zadorov, Letang. Oh, fuck. I'll go with Jesse Mills in the power play. Sure, why not? It's not good. It's not good at all. Friggin' penalties. And 4-on-4 lines? Right. It's going to be this guy, Gattenby. All right. So Keith Yandel's been injured. He's only going to be injured for like a week, though. It was March 20th. So he'll be all right. I just didn't want to go to replace player because we need all the wins that we can possibly get right now. Come on now. Columbus Blue Jackets, they look like a good team. We can beat them, though. We're the defending Stanley Cup champions. Oh, my God, another loss. We're up to 26 regulation losses. It's getting closer to 30. We're not even done March yet. That's not good at all. Oh, my God, 31, 27, and 11. This is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona Coyotes are in free fall right now. One more loss, I'm going Kopitar and Corey Perry on the first line. Calling it right now. There's an, oh my God, what is going on? Our team's been shut out twice in the last 2 games. Keith Yandel, get back here. You got to lead your team. All right, so we really got to start to hunker down here and figure out what's wrong. All right, so Gattenby, get your ass off there. Power play, Jesse Mills. All right, we're going to go back with Yandel. All right, very good. Now, let's switch it up. All right, Barzell, I'm sorry, man. We got to get back to the playoffs. All right, Petrie, you're going to get up there. You guys have got to just man the second line now. I've got to get back to the playoffs. Nope. There you go. Nope. There you go. And, yeah, no, Petrie can stay up there. There you go. Nope. Giving these guys the chance to get us into the playoffs. Horvat, Pierlini, Lou Morris, I'm going to take you off the penalty kill now. I'm going to switch you with Kopitar. All right, we really need to just stack it up now. So Horvat and Kopitar, Pierlini and Zach Smith. And then Horvat and Smith. No, Horvat and Kopitar. There you go. Kopitar, I need you to lead our team to the playoffs now. Kopitar and Perry. There you go. All right, so I'm... Oh, was that Yandel on the... No. There you go. Very good. All right, Langhammer friggin' in the net still, whatever. I just got to leave him in there. All right, so let's see where we have here. Let's see where we are in the standings. We're still in a playoff position. As I said, the wild card in our division is way behind us, but it's less than 5 wins now. All right, so they have made up some ground. We just got to stay ahead of LA and Calgary, and we have a game against Calgary right there. We have no games against LA, though. No, we don't. All right, so come on now, boys. Got to get some wins. Philadelphia, they're below 500. We got to get a win against them. I don't want to see 29 or 12. I don't want to see 29 or 12, man. Come on. Oh, my God. 12. It was an overtime loss against the Philadelphia Flyers. We can't win a game. What the hell is going on, man? Jesus, we were like 29 and 20, and now we're 31 and 29? Holy crap. The Arizona Coyotes, man, we just fell off the side of the cliff just like the Toronto Maple Leafs. The 18-wheeler off the side. All right, there you go. Back-to-back 6-goal games. Start to play like the LA Kings now, boys. You got to make it to the playoffs. Come on. We're not going to be able to get to 500 in this season. I mean, we have to win every other game to go 41 and 41, I think. Yeah, we would. Oh, there you go. We're finishing below 500. God damn, that's not good at all. We really have to just bank on the rest of the teams not doing too good. There you go. There's a win. It's coming down to it, boys. I'm not liking this. I don't know what to make of this team this year. That's why I was thinking that's why I had to make those trades. Our team, for some reason, is just playing like absolute dog shit right now. All right, come on now. 28, 41, and 7 San Jose Sharks. Back-to-back games. Back-to-back. Oh, my God. We lose in regulation to them. What the hell is going on, man? How are we losing these games to these sub-500 teams? There you go. There's a win. Fuck, man. Corey Perry's doing the job. We're just allowing way too many goals. Our damn penalty kill. Gonna have to fix that for next year for sure. Oh, come on. We got to make the playoffs. And that's a loss to Calgary. That's big. They could be back on our ass right now. 35, 32, and 12, man. The regulation losses are almost as high as our regulation wins. This could be very dangerous. We're going to take a look at these standings in a second here. All right, so we got 2 more games remaining. Anaheim and Winnipeg. Let's take a look at the standings. Let's take a look. 84 points. I mean, we're going to make the playoffs, which is good news, but it's not because we had a good season. It's just our division is absolutely crap with LA, Calgary, San Jose, and Vancouver. All right, so we got lucky this year, boys. We got very lucky this year. 36, 32, and 12, we're going to make the playoffs. It could be 36, 34, and 12 when we'll make the playoffs. Holy crap, we got to get on top of this. We got to figure this out. Another loss. A huge regulation loss, too. Jesus, scouting assignments. All right, so I'll send this guy out 6 weeks to the QMJHL. There you go. All right, let's go ahead here. Let's see, can we win the last game of the regular season? And we lose again. 36, 33, and 13. We had 56 losses on the year. What the hell happened this year, boys? I have no clue. But we still managed to make the playoffs. That is incredible. Man, the points must have all been in the Eastern Conference this year. Jeez, I don't know what the hell happened, all right, boys? But we're in the playoffs, which is good news. Arizona Coyotes continue their streak of making the playoffs. I wanted you to get 45 wins this season, and you only got 36. Jesus. All right, so GM Tracker, let's do a whole season wrap-up here, and let's figure out what the hell happened this year with our team. I have no clue. All right, so we scored enough. We scored a lot of goals, but we allowed a lot. I mean, geez, we allowed more goals than the last, like, 6 years. 243 goals against. I don't know what happened this year, boys, but we just allowed way too many goals. That's incredible. I don't know what happened. Our team looked very similar compared to last year. Stats Central, player stats for the season. All right, so let's take a look at this. Fuck. I'm hoping that trade would take us back to the promised land. I think we played worse after that trade. Keith Yandel, right, and now Ryan Pilon's gone. God damn it. All right, so goaltenders. You know what? We'll start with forwards. Yeah, my goaltender is not going to have the greatest stats after this. So, Anze Kopitar, 73 points in 82 games played. He still played great. Corey Perry, 58 points, 37 goals. All right, so those 2 guys played awesome. Lucas Petrie, 53 points, 25 goals. All right. Matthew Barzell, 52 points, 22 goals. All right. Nail Yakupov, 52 points, 17 goals. All right. McMillan, 18 goals. But, what's it called? We got him from the Pittsburgh Penguins late, so I want to see a full season with this guy next year. All right. Bo Horvat, all right, 26 points. Bolesky, 26. Dylan Strome, 24. Pierlini, 23. All right, not bad. Lou Morris, 15 points. All right, so he moved up a little bit. Defenseman, Chris Letang, 49 points. Ekman Larsson, 49. Barry, 48. Keith Yandel, 44. I guarantee you that's because we moved him off the second line down to the third line. And goaltenders, my God. Brendan Hope, 2.80 goals against. 29, 19, and 1. Our backup, though, Langhammer, 6, 14, and 2. Jeez, man, he really did not have a good year. And neither did Hope, though, either. 90. What was his last year's stats? Yeah, it was much better. God damn, man. He did not have a good year this year. So our whole team took like the year off, basically. I don't know what to make of that. Team standings. You know what? We'll check out the team standings as well. Check out what the hell happened. Goals for per game. So we actually started to score less goals as well. Maybe that's because Tyler Toffoli got traded out. Goals against per game, 2.96. All right, so geez, that's really bad. Power play percentage, 20.7. I guarantee you, since Toffoli's gone, our power play is going to take a little bit of a hit. Penalty kill percentage, 29th in the NHL, 75%. Holy crap. Our home record, 17, 17, and 7. Our away record, 19, 16, and 6. So just horrible, horrible stats this year. I can't believe we're in the playoffs, all right? So you guys are going to have to let me know here. We're in the playoffs, which is good news. If we can go far, it will salvage the season, all right? But I don't know what to make of this team. I mean, we have a bunch of 89 overall players, 88 overall players, all right, depth players. We even have good defense now. Yeah, we got a good team. Goaltender, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, all right? So good news is that we're in the playoffs, and maybe when we start the real-time simulation, it will be a little bit better to us. But that's something to definitely look at for next year, because that regular season, we are lucky to be in the playoffs, all right? So we'll end it right here. I'll bring up the playoff tree. There you go. All right. So the Year 8 playoffs look like that. The Anaheim Ducks are going up against the Arizona Coyotes. Hopefully we can beat them. Corey Perry going up against his old team. I wonder if Sprong is going to come back to bite me in the ass. That one should be interesting. All right, boys. So if you have any suggestions, let me know, and I will see you in the next one.